All right, we are back again. We're ready to love review episode 7, season what?
This is
Season
actually
5.
season
No, it's
five.
season 6. No, it's season 6. It's not. They got the
Maybe you're
number
right.
mixed up. This is season 6, okay, man?
Okay, fine.
Season
I'm wrong.
6, episode 7. All right, ready to love review. This was another exciting week.
I
I'm looking
agree.
forward to a lot of stuff. Don't you agree?
I agree. It was a really good week. It was a lot of things happening this one this week. So yeah, I
By the
really
way,
enjoyed this week's.
yes, yes. So let's chop it up again this week.
All right.
Welcome, Rodney. I'm with the beautiful Chelsea. I like that yellow you got on. It's banging and the blue background. Everything is looking
I switched it
hot,
up on you.
dazzy. All right, let's get it popping.
All right. So let's
Yeah.
start off with you. Let's say, what are you looking for in a woman? What do you want? What's your idea? What are you looking for in a woman? What do you want to do in your next
Are
relationship? You per se,
you
you.
asking me?
I'm asking
Yeah.
you.
I'm looking for the right person, like a queen, so I can give her all of this love that I have and shower her with it. That's what I'm looking.
That's what you wanted to you. So you
That's
really listening to your friend
what
Paul there, huh? He wants
I'm
to.
ripping
He wants
for.
to just dump. He wants to just shower all the love on Tina.
Yeah,
That was
I'm
what he
looking for
wanted to do this
the
week,
right queen, to take all this love that I got to shower her with
and
it.
just
That's what
shower with it. Yeah,
I just shower with
yeah.
it. All
That was
right.
classic Paul this week. He wanted us to
Yes,
shower. Just that was his
that-
main way of just showering the love onto
showering.
Tina. So yeah, like I said, this week was really, I thought it was really good. It gave a lot of layers. So this week the ladies had to introduce their exes to their new potentials, and you got to see each lady who their past was, who they basically their ex boyfriends were, people who they dated, and they had a chance to meet their new guys. So let's start off with the first one I noticed was Joy.
Hmm.
So Joy, she met up with Laverne and Clifton. And Laverne came in, his normal self, being, I feel like he has a very big ego. And so he did not disappoint with his normal all about Laverne. And then you also had Clifton, who met her ex as well. I would say that some people might have been put off a little bit by Clifton, but I actually like this demeanor, regarding it. Um, I do know that Clifton seems more about business, and his main thing was, I need to know, what's the relationship. So he might have had a few, like, I wouldn't say insecurities about the situation, but I found it interesting that that was his first thing to know, because in the past you've seen exes come on the show as well, and that was my first time seeing somebody else feeling like, so what's really still going on here? So you can see that he's a little sensitive regarding exes, but I kind of understood, like, his demeanor about it. He really just wanted to get straight to the point. We really ain't gotta be, I'm not asking to be your friend, but you could tell that it was kind of a little off-putting for him, where Vern was really just open to the process at that time, but just more so being just kind of, I would say, more kid-like. I would say that's how he came off this week to me, kid-like, where Clifton was more so, who are you? Why am I here? What I need to know, and nothing you can say pretty much gonna change how this gonna change how me and Joy rock out anyway. So, what was your take on that this week, between how Clifton responded? What was your
I,
take?
I think Clifton was a little. I don't know. He was a little sensitive. He gave. I think Clifton clearly, I mean, he admitted along the conversation that there's something that happened in the past regarding the ex and all that stuff. So clearly, it's almost like it's a trigger for him. That's what I'm getting. I'm not 100% sure. That's the vibe I'm getting, because he seems like you can see it through his eyes, all like wide eyes and shit, and getting all sensitive. I'm like, dude, just calm down. I know it's the ex, it's not that serious. Why you worry about the ex? And the comment he made was the reason why Joy's ex kind of questioned whether he was jealous, because you can't be talking about, oh, talking to the ex will end up laying in the sheet or laying on your D, something like that. From crying on your shoulder to laying on your D. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, what the hell's going on here, man? Calm down. Calm down. It's not that serious. Get over your past and
yeah,
come back. Yeah, get over your past. That's what it is. Like you said, we all have our past, but clearly there's something in his past that he's trying to just brush away. But
Yeah.
that's what's going on.
Yeah, I would agree. I definitely feel like I said, he seemed to want to find out exactly what's your purpose, why are you here, what's the relationship. And it did come off, like even when the ex-boyfriend was like, you come off jealous, and so we wanted to address that. And you want to make sure that you're not looking at a red flag, because you don't want somebody who's going to be insecure about that, because just because somebody's still in contact with their ex doesn't mean that it's even that they really could be friends. Maybe it's still we just weren't a good fit, but that doesn't mean that we are sleeping together. So I think that might have been a bit much. And I mean, and even he said that Clifton will probably be the better choice, but he called it a risk. I don't know if it's a risk, but it's definitely a conversation I would have. Like, okay, what's your deal with exes? Do we need to talk about it and talk it through? And he even discussed going to therapy. So he's dealing with it, but he clearly had an
But
issue with it.
I think Joy alluded to the fact that they already had a conversation
Yep.
about it. My only thing is with Joy, Clifton can do no wrong. That's what I'm getting with her. Like Clifton can do no wrong with her. The box is checked. Everything is check, 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 check. And I'm looking at her like, if only you knew, Clifton was flirting heavy with Nakia
Yeah.
on his meetup.
Yeah.
And he was not doing the same with you, girl. He was over there all cuddling up with Nakia, and you over here riding for Clifton real hard. And it's just a little something is off for me. And then when she defended him about the statement that the ex made about what did he say again? Her ex made some comment about him, and he said, you got to be careful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, in general, I don't recall what exactly the comment, but she did come to his defense. She did immediately.
Damn it, there's a risk. The risk.
Yeah, the risk factor. Yeah, she
The
said,
risk.
yeah,
She said there's no risk. And I'm
yeah,
looking at her like, really? There's no risk? Come on.
yeah,
Clearly there's a risk that
yeah,
his past would come and creep into your relationship. That's
yeah,
a risk. Come
yeah.
on.
If he
You know,
hasn't fully addressed it and he's feeling some kind of way, yeah, it's definitely a risk. So,
clearly.
and you're right, you're spot on about that. I do believe that she has literally every egg in the basket for just Clifton, and she's not considering. I mean, I think Laverne was there honestly.
That's a
He
prop.
was just there. Like she wasn't really feeling Laverne. But he was there as one of the people that she was, potentially, but she has been Team Clifton the whole time. And that was pretty evident. So, yeah,
Yeah, she only invited LeBron because the previous episode everybody was on her about opening up to the process. So she's
true.
like, all right, want me to open up to the process? Let me show you. I'm gonna open up to the process. But come on, clearly LeBron stands no chance.
No, no.
But
Okay.
I gotta say this before we move to the next one. Her ex is very intelligent, very composed, articulated everything. I like her ex. His assessment was fair. He was very, very objective about the whole process. In as much as Clifton and the ex went back and forth, and he said it clearly. In as much as it pains me to tell you this, but I think Clifton is a better option. But there's a risk, so I kind of respect him for that.
I agree. I felt like he wasn't biased at all, and he didn't mind. He called it I don't really think he really cared for Clifton that much, but I think he still felt like he was the better fit for her. But yeah, I agree. I like the ex as well. So
And LeBron was making a fool of himself. He was looking like a comedian out there, LeBron.
pretty much, yeah. Like I said, he just came off very. He didn't, to me, take it very seriously. That's how I look at it. So then you had also Carmen, who went out with Donovan and Paul. Those were her two. They met her ex. And, they both showed up. I can tell that, to me, Donovan did more so dominate that conversation to me. Her ex referred to Paul as soft.
Mm.
That was different. I didn't see that coming. So
Do you
yeah,
think? Do you think he's soft?
say it again.
Do you think Paul is soft?
That's not a word I would have given him. And when he said
Right.
it, I was like, I guess I didn't see that. And I was like, I wouldn't have given him. It's not a word. It's not how I would have chosen to describe him. No. So when he said it, I was like, well, maybe there's something he saw in that setting between him and Donovan that said that's what the vibe he got. But I wouldn't have said that Paul was soft. Would you?
No, I don't think that's what he meant. That's just the word that came up, and I think he was being a little politically correct in that situation. That's what I
Yeah.
get. He just didn't want to tell her straight up that Paul is not your type. You guys are not compatible. You guys are not on the same level, pretty much. That's what he meant. That's what I got from that. He just didn't
Yeah.
want to, out like a jerk. That's all it is. That's why he came up with the word soft.
Okay, makes sense. I
Yeah.
definitely thought Donovan held his own in the conversation, especially when they talked about basically, a man being intimidated with her and her career and who she's around. And to me, Donovan held his own. Like, I'm not, and I believed him. I'm not, I'm not jealous. I'll be fine. And yeah, I thought that was. She's still not my favorite. I still think she should go home. But in the meantime, while she's here, if I were to say so. Donovan was he stood out, but I still don't think that I don't like her, so I can't really say that there's a good fit there for her. I'm just being honest. Um,
So just
but
because you
between the
don't
two,
like her,
Donovan run that
wait,
Donovan ran that round.
hold on. Just because you don't like her, she should go home. That's what we are now.
Before I put her with someone, no, I
Uh,
think she should go home. I do. I don't want to put her with
why?
Paul because I feel like she would run slam over him. I think Donovan's a
What do
better
you
fit
mean?
for.
What do you mean by? What do you mean? What do you mean she will run slime
So
over
I feel
him?
like Paul, there's certain men who I feel like if they get with a particular type of woman and they're kind of enamored with her, even if they're strong willed, she can just run slam over them. She's one of them. She can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but
easily.
that's what the ex was saying. He's soft. That was
Yeah.
the best. That was the best
Okay then. Yeah.
adjective. That was the best adjective he could use.
Yeah.
But in as much as it came across as not the right adjective, but that's the best he could come across with. But you're
Yeah.
right. I don't think they're not a good fit. They're just not a good fit in terms of the ex. He's a grown man. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But let's go back to my girl. Why don't you like her though?
I think she's a jerk. I do. I think that
The
like
female,
his last
the
week's episode.
female, the female jerk.
He's so yeah, she's a jerk. So last week, I felt like the week before last, when she went out with Eric, which we'll get to him, um, when she chose to take a dig at Dakia instead of just focusing on her date, it was just a complete turn off. I feel like that's to me a red flag that I think men should pay attention to. If you're out with someone and whether you're dating, whether it's we as women dating a man or whoever, if the person has to take a dig at someone else that they're like, it's insecurity. Like, why are you even concerned with the kid? Be focused on yourself. So she keeps getting labeled like she's this confident woman, and I'm like, is she, or is that a facade? Like, it's basically about what you pay attention to. Like, I noticed that she backed off of Clifton when she noticed that Joy went and gave him a kiss. It's like, so what? She gave him a kiss. If you that woman, if you that chick, what difference does it make? She exited stage left. So yeah, but she's super confident, and she says, I'm just not a fan. It is what it is.
You can say in addition to her being confident, she's too full of herself. I would give you that. She's full of herself. That's why she backed out because Clifton kissed Joy. There are people who are like that, just like Laverne. She probably is the female version of Laverne in a way, right? Too pompous, overly confident, but there's a little bit of arrogance there. I agree, but two things can be true. She is also very confident too, as well.
Thank you. I'm with Creole Beauty. It's fake confidence. Like, that's how you have to spot it. Like, sometimes you have to, I guess, fake it till you make it. It's not real confidence.
Hmm.
It's not. But if I
The
can say
jury is out on
whatever,
that, though. You
but
might be right. You might
yeah,
be right on that. So the jury's out on that.
yeah,
You might be right.
I agree. But in the conversation between on the date, and also let's just give a nod to her ex, Carmen's ex. he was an attractive older man. I noticed that. I just had to throw that little piece in there. Carmen's ex he was a nice looking older man. Anyway, but between the two in the conversation,
So you like them old? Okay,
I'm
that's
just
what's
saying I
going
like
on.
the salt and pepper. Like he just had I got to give it to her. She picked some, aesthetically he was pleasing. I'll say that. I would say that round definitely went to Donovan for who would be between the two.
But Donovan is checking all the boxes. He's like head above shoulder, compared to everyone else over there. It's very obvious. Donovan he's the man. He's composed, he's confident, he got a very quiet confidence about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's very articulate, he's very self-assured, and everything else, he's not being too cocky or saying the wrong things or being an asshole. He's
I would say that he is, I would say, when he first came on, I really didn't see it much. I was kind of like, yeah. But as weeks are going on, I'm like, oh okay, now like he's stepping up. You're seeing like, okay, I see, that quiet, mysterious. It's nice. I can say it. It's nice. And when he speaks, he makes sense.
You see, I can be fair and give the guys credit, but you don't want to give Comment her credit. Look at that.
I can't give it to her. If she was owed the credit, I would give it to her. But she's a jerk.
I like her. I'm not gonna lie. I like her.
We know you made it very clear.
I like her. Like she, you know why I like her? Because she takes control. She's a boss. When she walks in the room, she knows what she wants and she goes after it. I like that. You know what I mean? You can't take that away from her.
I can't take it away from her. She goes after what she wants. She's some women are really great at that. So and she knows how to play the part. And she plays it very well. I agree. Carmen needs to go. All right.
All these Comment haters over there. Look at this.
So Carmen can go. Yeah, Carmen can go. Yeah. So Ace went out with Laverne and Tori, and they met her ex as well. So that was an interesting one for me. First of all, Laverne, again, he was just on thin ice to me the whole time, but he to me, he even in that conversation, again, I don't know. I feel like to me, Laverne checked out a long time ago. So he was just kind of there going through the motions and listening, and he was talking to the ex, her ex, and the ex was asking really good questions. Tori, he made a point sometimes. So the term that was given to Paul about being soft, I really feel like the term really good. That should be how we label Tori. I mean, I just need for him to step up. Everything is so, like her ex said, if you want to lead, he'll follow. He spot on. Tori's gonna follow you. Now Laverne would, but to me, Ace is kind of like in a rock and a hard place. Well, not anymore, because but at that time, she could either have had Vern, who was whatever he is, and then you got Tori, who I feel like is really and I'm not gonna knock Tori because there are some women and some men who those dynamics work. So, but if you're a woman who likes a man to kind of take charge and kind of do that take that extra lead, he's not it. He's just not it.
But it's been very obvious from the beginning. It's been very obvious. I've been crying about that. He had Sabrina on the platter like this. You remember? He had her like on the platter. And I kept saying,
back and forth about this. I don't think he ever had Sabrina on a platter, but you keep going back. Keep going. I'm sorry.
He did. Up to the time he gave her the gift. You remember?
He was giving her gifts, but there was no one in the picture.
There was no one in the picture at that time. I'm saying at that point, he could have laid his claim right there. Take control. Kiss this chick. Do what you got to do. Take control. Do something. Be intentional with her. Do something. Make a manly move. You know what I'm saying?
He brought her cupcakes.
Hey,
I'm telling you what the man did. He bought her a cupcake.
You see what cupcake got him? In his feelings. That's what cupcake will get you. in your feelings.
He brought her some
Like,
cupcakes.
okay, got him in his feelings.
Yeah.
That's it. He had no business being on that date. Actually, real talk. His energy was off.
True.
Big time.
Tori, I'm interested to see how things play out for Tori because he just literally he's just there. But yeah, on that date for the most part, you could tell how her ex felt. But he was honest. I feel like he felt like Tori was probably more genuine than Laverne, but he knew that he was pretty much not gonna be. And he said herself, she can kind of be, a not he didn't call her a headstrong woman, but she pretty much is gonna take charge. And so with Tori, she's gonna be leading.
But
So
I think with Tori, he has a good quality about him, though. In as much as we are giving him all the flap, he has a very good quality.
what is
He
it?
comes across as a loyal individual, one for one type of guy. That's who he is. When he's with you, he's with you, and so it's a struggle for him go navigating this process because you remember he actually mentioned, I don't have the energy to date multiple people. You
He
remember
did
he
say that.
mentioned that? So
He did say
yeah,
that.
so I think we're giving him too much flack and we're not giving him enough credit. So I think after taking his time to woo Sabrina, doing the right thing, giving her a gift, doing it like it's supposed to, like a man is supposed to do it the old school way, right? And that didn't work. That kind of dampened his spirit in a way. And after that, he did not recover from that since.
Now the only thing about that, and I completely agree, is you're there to meet multiple people, sir. So you over here with the starry eyes for one person and from jump, and that's not how the game is played. So if you check out because you didn't get because your feelings got hurt, what does that say? Even though you're loyal, what does that say about you as far as like, okay, so how do you respond in rejection? How do you get back out there? Like to me, he's stumbling and he's just letting the process just kind of happen to him instead of him taking charge.
I'm trying to figure out. Maybe he's Gemini because he's been in his feelings for a very long time. Since that thing. So it's just I don't know. I think he's probably Gemini, but
He doesn't, whatever he is, he doesn't
right.
recover well.
Yeah,
And to me,
he's been in his
it's a red
feelings.
flag.
He's been in his feelings. Like get
For
out of your
weeks.
feelings. And yeah, it's very clear. You can see it on his face. His countenance does not hide. And he was making some really ridiculous, nonsensical comment. When Sabrina's boyfriend she asked her boyfriend about the water, and he said, "I wish you could do that." What the hell, dude? Calm down.
That
What
was
the
my
hell?
next thing of how he responded in the date with Sabrina. It was like for the way Tori showed up, you should have just said, "I don't want to come. I'm not gonna," because you were there, but you weren't present, and so you clearly had a problem. Sabrina could sense it. The ex-boyfriend could sense it, and it was like, well, why are you even here if you're not going to participate and engage and find out more about me? Like he was just there, and then when he did speak up, he was kind of like you said, making smart comments. Like what?
But listen, I don't understand how Sabrina is acting like she didn't have something to do with the whole process, though. She had something to do with the guy being so dejected. Come on,
But
she's
she's
sitting over
still
there
in.
like
I see her point. She had a point to do it. She's
she got
still in the
something to
running,
do
saying,
with
"Hey, I
it.
haven't totally closed off this connection. I want to see where it goes. I want you to meet my ex. Let's just see." But after that day, I probably don't even worry about it. I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna talk to Tori. I have the feeling Tori's gonna end up with Ace by default, just because
Right. And that's
Laverne is.
unfortunate because I don't. That's not where he want to be. So I think he should do like many other ones do. I'm gonna just go ahead and bow on out before you go with somebody that you really don't want, just to make it to the end. What's the point?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Sabrina had her three men. Talk about the fellas. The fellas really feeling Sabrina. She had Donovan, she had Demetrius, and she has Tori. So she's made her a lot of connections during. I guess to me, she's actually on the show doing it to me the best way. Keep your options open and figure out what you want to do. And surprisingly, um, which I wasn't surprised. I really felt like Demetrius was her type. So when you see her ex, they said it themselves. I see now. Yeah, she was always feeling Demetrius. However, I actually do like her better with Donovan. But maybe I'm Team Donovan right now, so maybe that's why. I don't know, but I like
Who
him
you
being
like
away
better
from
with?
it.
Who you like better with Donovan? Who you like better with Donovan?
I actually
Who?
like Sabrina. I actually like her with Donovan. I do.
Yeah, they're gonna end up together. I can see
Yeah.
them end up together. That's very obvious. They like each other.
Yeah.
The secret of it.
I think she was
You
more
know,
smitten with Demetrius, but I like Donovan.
not right now. Not right now.
No.
I can tell you that. You didn't see the comments she was making when Donovan walked in. Donovan walking looking all smooth, all confident. Da 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 da. Oh, I'm champ. Come on. Donovan is getting. He's definitely winning that fight. You know,
I can see it. I can see it. Yeah. I think they would look good together.
you know what I'm looking forward to now? I want to see the reaction of Demetrius. How he compete with Donovan. I'm looking forward to that. Sabrina.
Yeah, I see that. That's going to be an interesting one. To me, I don't think Demetrius is going to rise to the occasion because I think he's a little. I don't feel like he should have to. I think he's just gonna. I think he kind of falls into the category of we're
I
gonna
deserve
fight,
this.
and I don't think he's really gonna see. Oh, she actually is quite into this other guy, and I'm interested to see how that plays out as well.
You saying he's not going to compete?
I don't think he's gonna compete well. I think Donovan's going to dominate that too. Because I think Donovan knows how to show up. Whereas I feel like sometimes, sometimes Demetrius to me can kind of be in his own head. You know what I mean? So he to me might end up more so going with Tina.
Yes, but there's a red flag situation on that end, and I don't think Donovan is going for that. That red flag, that her ex was talking about. Donovan is not. Demetrius is not going for that.
Oh no, the part about her not because that's a red flag to me too. So yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah.
He's not going for that. He's way too like structured. He's a military dude. He's too proper. He should have been a good fit with
He
the
definitely
Kia.
colors
It would have
within
been
the
a good fit.
lines. Gives me AKA boring, but hey.
Him and the Kia would have been a better fit actually because they're a little more proper and stuff. So that would have been a better fit.
Yeah, I agree.
The Kia, you know. Yeah, but I think that fight is over. Donovan is getting Sabrina. Again, like I said, I'm looking to see how my boy Demetrius react to that situation because when it came to Tori, he was all flexing. There's no competition.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Now I'm waiting to see how he's gonna react when it comes to Donovan. Okay. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see how that plays out. I think that Donovan's going to basically knock him out of the park. That's what I think, but could be wrong. We'll see. So then, like you said, we saw Tina. She went on a date again with her ex, and which was with Demetrius and Paul, and the ex didn't hold back. He was pulling things out. Now the only thing is, I noticed that they mentioned that they were a young love. And I feel like it was kind of like, well, dang, you probably talking about me. They said 2003 or something. They went back far. So we have a long stretch. You know how much growth you can have in between that time. So I don't know how recent those actions were and if she had a chance to grow from them. You don't really know. So either way, the ex didn't hold back, and these were red flags to Demetrius. Paul didn't seem as alarmed, but like I said, I think he's a beautiful woman can pretty much take him and he's gonna be there no matter what. But for Demetrius, I can definitely see that was a turnoff.
I mean, that whole situation right there, you can just tell there's a lack of maturity going on right there. Her ex is young, she's young. That right there tells me there's a lack of maturity because you coming over there, your job is to at least find out what's going on with these guys, and you're over there talking about your ex and doing all that stuff. That's just petty, and it leaves me thinking he was doing it intentionally because he doesn't want any of these guys to get her. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, is he doing this intentionally because he doesn't want these guys to get what it's get? Like that was like just big immaturity right there. That's what I got from that. And then her response, oh, he did this, he did that. That was a little petty. I think she's losing cool points just from that date.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Demetrius. Clearly, she lost some points.
Yeah. Because I think she was probably one of of course I do believe that Sabrina is his top, but he was really considering Tina, and I think that really put him at kind of like, okay, wait, she goes, she shuts down, she don't say anything. I think that was a turn off. So yeah, I think that hurt her.
They had a good date, like Demetrius and Tina. They did.
Yeah. So then Dakia met with her ex and Clifton. Clifton came in the exact same way he did with Joy. He did not break. He basically didn't really have a lot as far as like what their opinions are of him. He states as, who are you, your connection. To me, and you made a good point earlier, he is more physically, to me, it was just more, I guess, in contact with the kid than he is with Joy. But even with that being said, I still do think Joy is his first connection, even with him being extra touchy-feely with the kid. Yeah, I still think that Joy is, I think she's pretty safe. I do. I think he's just got that kind of affection thing.
I wouldn't go that far, though. I
You don't
wouldn't
think
go
she's
that far.
safe?
No, I don't think so.
Between the two.
Clifton is a sensitive dude. I think we already know that. He's sensitive.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that, if he's in the club with his girl and someone looks at, just stares at his girlfriend, he's going to want to punch that person. That's Clifton right there. That's the vibe I'm getting from Clifton. You know what I mean? So he's sensitive. I wouldn't be surprised if that situation with the ex was a turn off for him, and he's like, you know what, fuck it. I had a better situation over here with the Kia. The ex didn't give me all of these flap that I was getting from this situation. I wouldn't be surprised. Plus, he didn't have to contend with another guy with the Kia. You know what I'm saying? You had stupid Laverne over there. So I don't think it's all the way safe for Joy yet. I don't think so.
I can see your point. I still think that Joy, between the two, I do believe that he likes them both. Absolutely. I think that I'm interested to see how it plays out. I really put my money on Joy, but I see your point completely. I do.
Joy she's top. I'm not saying she's not top, but to say she's all the way safe, I say no.
No. Okay.
You can't be all the way safe. You can't be all the way safe if your man didn't stick up for you when everyone was throwing you under the bus. All the guys were throwing under the bus, remember? And Clifton kept quiet, and he kept going on different dates, and he kept flirting with Dakia, and he did it again. So that's not safe to me.
Good point. Good point. That is not safe. If you didn't save me from the bottom, you're right. You're right. I think in the end he's still gonna choose her though. But you're right. He didn't do that. So yeah, I agree. I stand corrected. I would say she may not be safe yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. So then you got to see. We went through all the ladies, right? I didn't miss anybody. I don't think. Went through Sabrina, Tina. Yeah, we went through everyone. Ace.
Donovan went on a. Oh yeah, Sabrina. So did we talk about Sabrina and Demetrius because they had like a separate date?
Yeah, he got a date all on his own.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically that's where you found out that basically he is, according to when he met her ex, he was like, yeah, I see, I can see now. Basically their resemblance. She has a type, like many people do. Yeah, they seem to have hit it off. Like they didn't have I think Demetrius and Sabrina, I think, like I said, he's going to be surprised when he sees the connection she has with Donovan because I think he pretty much thinks he has it sewed up. That's what I think.
All right. And then the feedback from the ex, he's like, there's no competition. He's like, there's no competition. It's not even close. He was like, it's not even close. She was even surprised. She's like, oh, what? But I thought Demetrius was right there with that. And the ex was like, it's not even close. I'm like, that's a stretch. That's like an over exaggeration right there, a little bit, So who we got next?
I think we're at the point where the ladies had to choose at the end who was going to be at the bottom, which to me was not a hard. Like I wasn't wild when I figured out who the bottom two were. Tori, who basically sat on the third with on the date and didn't say anything, so I wasn't a big surprise there. And then Laverne. So, but let's jump before we go there. Let's go back to the conversation about Dakia and Eric. And so Dakia said she no longer wanted to date Eric based on a situation that took place. She wasn't, I guess, in her mind, the way she wasn't treated as a lady, and she had to speak up about it. And she said, "No, this is not going to happen. You don't treat me like that." And so had a conversation with Eric, and he apologized and said he maybe at this point he is not ready to love because of that. So he chose to self-eliminate.
What do you think about that? I want to know your view before I come in. Because I have a very interesting take about that shit.
I kind of had heard about it previously. They were pretty, they didn't give a lot of information. Apparently, he grabbed her breast, and she said,
the breast.
No. Yeah,
I thought it was the booty.
It was the breast. And
how you know?
Yeah, that's what basically. Yeah, the comment was made, and he even called her a name. He called her a gerbil. Like he went in on her. But that's offline. That's on social media. Anyway, but yeah.
Well, I'm not going off of social media. I'm going off of.
But I'm telling you it was from him who said it. They got into a disagreement. It was online, but like I said, we're right here, so I'm not going to be able to go into it. But yeah, they are. He chose to self-eliminate because of it, and
damn, if he grabbed a breast, I was coming in here trying to defend this dude a little bit, but then he grabbed her boobs.
Yeah, because he didn't say it like that, because basically he said I touched her waist, and she said we look like a prom, and he just said I put my hands up. He didn't say what he did on the show. He didn't say. He just said I put my hands up. Her waist is here, her booty down here. He went up. So basically, because of it, she said she felt uncomfortable. I'm not that kind of woman. Boom. So he's no longer with us. So yeah.
Oh man. Now you just threw me off my game. Okay? Damn it.
I think what happened here, and I'm not defending him, be clear, but I think what happens sometimes, because we've seen it before, the cast goes out, you get to drinking, y'all having fun, and you have a moment of this, you're not using clarity, and you get a little too comfortable. And I think that's what he did, and it cost him.
No. I disagree. That's not what he did.
What did he do?
She is the instigator in that situation. She is. Clearly. If you're taking a picture with a guy and he's being a gentleman, and you make the statement about, oh, you're taking a picture like a prom date or what else, like you trying to tell the guy like he's old school. He you know what I'm saying? You're trying to tell this dude he's not doing what he's supposed to do, like, and then he's like, okay, I'll show you. And
but you go too far.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not. We don't know yet. It's just we are just speculating.
You're right.
We are speculating that he touched the boobs. I was under the impression that he grabbed the booty. No. So I'm not justifying either one of those. All I'm saying is she is an instigator in the whole situation. She's the instigator.
How is she instigator? All she was doing was get a little bit more comfortable with me. Like let's not look like we're taking a high school picture, and you
get a little more comfortable with me, and he got comfortable. And he got comfortable with you now. Now you complaining. You remember last season? It was the same thing with similar stuff happened with Phil in DC when he was trying to get her to a car, and then she came and started complaining about, oh, he this, he that. It's kind of like
that's a different story. It was the middle of the night. He needed to take care of her. But this one, I just want you to not be, because to me, Eric comes off a little stiff. Okay, just being honest. And maybe she was like, hey, let's have a little bit more fun. Let's get relaxed. Like you seem a little too uptight. That doesn't say grab me, whether it's her butt or her breast. Why would you touch either one?
Listen, I'm not talking about the boobs now. I'm on the booty. That's where I'm at.
But I don't know about the boobs. Even still, okay. Why would that say, hey, grab my butt?
listen, it's listen, man. That's
If we
every
have an
listen.
established
Let me
statement.
say this. Let me say this. Right? It's all about context.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about context. The way you read one situation, the way I interpret it, two different things. So if you draw that statement in that kind of environment, taking picture with a guy, he could have read that to mean something else, like, oh, I dare you try something. I don't know about the breast.
Right. Breast or
You
booty,
know,
it does not matter. That is not
you
an
know.
open invitation. Thank you.
Again, I am not saying he has the right to do what he did. All I'm saying is she's not all the way innocent. The remark she made, led him to think, oh, she's cool with me being fresh with you. You know what I'm saying? So what are we talking about here? Why did you have to make that remark when you're taking a picture? The guys is being all cool. You making that comment. Now you got to think about it though. She walked into the kitchen half naked while he was cooking. You remember that?
Okay. She's at a beach
Exactly.
house in her bikini, enjoying herself.
Half half naked. That pretty much she did that half naked. And now I'm taking picture with you, and I'm being a gentleman, and you're talking about prime photos or whatever. Da, da, da. And now she's putting that in his head. Okay, maybe I think you're cool like that. Okay, let me do a little thing. I think that's what happened. And he may have taken it too far. I'm not here to justify what he did. I am saying she's not all the way innocent. Let's keep it real over here, man.
I
Come
think
on.
she is 100% innocent simply because if I say one thing and you take the liberties to do something totally like, how do we go from 0 to 1,000? Like,
Well, what is the 1,000? The boobs or the booty?
both. Neither
You know,
one really, because neither one said touch my body in this manner. She just said, hey, because you know how prom pictures look. She probably was just like, hey, how about we just kind of like not stand and pose like we're at, we got the corsage standing right, but let's do it. Let's just get a little bit more relaxed. Don't. She didn't ask you to grab her butt or her breast.
all right. So
Either
you see,
one.
it was a pool party.
The
Everybody's
poop.
getting tipsy. Everybody's getting tipsy and shit. And you making that comment. I'm trying to take a proper picture with you, and you making that comment. It's gonna make me think. Oh, you daring me as a man to see how far I can go. That's how he interpreted that. I mean, I don't understand why we don't understand that.
I
That's
guess that's
very.
just the difference in how men think and how women think. I don't get
There
it.
you go. It's about context clue. That's what it is. It's everything in life is subject to examination and interpretation, right? We interpret stuff differently. So why did she have to say that? Are we talking about that? Why did she have to say that? What was the point of her making that remarks? Can we talk about
I
that?
feel like she was saying, "Hey, this right here feels a little uptight." Because to be honest with you, I'm not gonna be on. I can say I probably would say something like that too if I said like, "Yo, can we just kind of relax?" Now, if you go for it and go grab it on my body, and I didn't ask you, well, okay, well, when I put you on your back, I was
I,
well within my rights to put
okay,
you on
so
your
let me ask
back.
you. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You have every right to slap that dude's hand if he touch your booty. You have every right. I'm all for that. I think that's a fair response. But to go in a group meeting and start talking like you were such an innocent bystander. It's just for me. It's just a little
But
weird.
she was an innocent bystander. Thank you, Marina. He could have thrown up a piece. He could have done something to make it a little more. I guess she was saying, "Hey, let's get a little bit more casual." But you're not my man. We haven't crossed that boundary yet. I didn't give you that invitation. I didn't give you the green light. Like, how about with men? Let's find out, when do you get the green light? Most times, let us verbally say it.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hypothetically speaking, if you and I were in that situation, we are trying to get to know each other, right? Similar situation, and you make that comment, and I go and touch your booty. What would you do? Be honest. I want to know. What would you do in that situation?
If I was comfortable with it, I don't think I would really have a problem with it. But if I didn't, I would have a problem. Like, I would basically let you know that's not what I meant. Like,
Okay, exactly, and I will respect that. But it's not going to lead you to. It's not going to lead you to say, I don't want to. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
but okay, so every woman is different because one, you don't know if that's something she's dealt with in the past. That could be a trigger for her, and whatever took place. And technically, you're right. We don't know. It made her feel so uncomfortable. She said, "I no longer even want to continue the journey." And remember, Eric was her top. So whatever he did was like, she was like, I'm done. That's not cool. So he clearly crossed her boundary, and he wasn't, she didn't give him the green light to say, hey, this is where we are. I like to be handled as a lady. And right now, you're not making me feel like a lady. I don't even want to do this anymore. So
But
we,
listen, my point is, I'm agreeing with you. We are on the same page. My point is, she led him on a little bit. That's my point. So we're not gonna just glance over that as if she didn't lead him on. Come on. Like if she didn't make that remarks, I bet you it was never going to happen. She made that remarks and he interpreted the situation in his own way and he crossed the line. That's what happened. But to sit over here and act like she was innocent in the whole thing, that's where I am not agreeing. That's where I'm at right now. I'm just like, come on. She's not all the way innocent. She's not all the way innocent. That's my point. I'm not saying he has the right to do what he did. I'm saying she kind of led him on a little bit by that remarks.
So, okay, let's just use a different scenario. Let's just say you have a woman who is dressed a certain type of way. Do you think that she is also at blame if someone does something to her?
Well, that's not a very good example because this situation they already know each other and they're getting to know each other.
It could be a situation where somebody knows somebody. I guess I'm looking at it as when at what point in time do we take accountability? And I can say I think it was smart for him to be like, hey, I messed up, whatever, and I'm a bow out. But I think the biggest issue here is accountability. And I know you're saying put accountability on her, but I don't get, if I tell someone, hey, let's get a little bit more, this seems a little stiffy, I don't get how that means I got to take some blame for the situation when I really didn't. I didn't do anything.
When alcohol is in the detail, you got to remember they had a pool party. Alcohol is in the. Let's take the whole situation in the proper context, right? Alcohol is in the detail. You are at a pool party. You are feeling this guy. He's being a gentleman by taking the picture with you the right way, and you made that statement. Come on, he could read that statement in many different ways. I would have been one of those dude that would. I'm telling you, I would have been one of those dude that would be a little more flirtatious when you say that. I
agree, Marina.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it very 100% right now. I would have been that guy that would be a little more flirtatious when you make a comment like that. I'm a man. I'm telling you, I'm not into bullshit. Am I gonna go and touch her breast? No, I'm not gonna touch her breast. But I'll be a little more flirtatious with you when you say that comment. Hell yeah, I will. We're not going to just glance over that. That's my point.
I guess I better not tell nobody, let's get a little bit more comfortable, because that means that, in their mind, that means grab my butt, grab my breast.
People can interpret stuff differently. Like, what are we? Are we acting like people are all like we are like a monolith as individuals? No, we are not. We think differently. So. I'm not endorsing his behavior. I'm just saying that could have been the thing that led him to think otherwise. The statement. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. We're not going to see eye to eye on this one. Clearly.
We don't have
to. You're right.
But you know what's interesting, though? I think the situation was deeper than that. They just didn't go. She didn't really explain what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll probably know at the reunion, right?
Yeah, well, I think they'll probably unfold it more at the reunion. Again, I don't want to get into a lot of it because it's on social media, but there is more information out there regarding it. So I'm pretty sure they're going to discuss it further. He was out of line.
Yeah. He was out of line. I mean, clearly he was, to the point that he's saying, I hurt you and I caused you pain. And I'm saying, if we are just going off of what we saw on screen, I don't understand where the pain and hurt.
So I know, but they were not. So it wasn't the pool party. I was saying regarding the pool party, that was where she was. When she hardly had anything on. This event that took place where this happened was not. They never shot footage for it. So this was something totally. We never saw the footage of this. That when this took place. So yeah. So this is this will be interesting at the reunion. However, so in the end, though, we did get to see that Tori and Laverne were in the bottom, and Laverne went home, but Laverne went home very, very, very petty. I mean, Petty Murphy, okay? He did not have to go out like that. Serena was really just trying to have a conversation. He was, but you could tell he clearly is wounded. Like this man got some issues and he's in his feelings about a lot. He's basically said that basically this was his last chance at love, and now it's just gonna be him and his dog. And I'm like, sir, you're only 44 years old. Like you're that jaded behind love. Like he was thinking that they got some kind of conspiracy to get him off the show. Like he just went in and for no reason, just but he has been like to me a loaded gun this whole time. Ever since Jordan kind of went after
Loaded gun, loaded gun.
He hasn't handled it well ever since. So goodbye, Laverne. Goodbye, like good riddance at this point, because how he exited the show was very petty, very.
Yeah, that was like it was just a low blow moment. It was not necessary for him to behave like that. I was really embarrassed for him watching that whole episode right there. It was ridiculous. I think he has a Napoleon complex, little man complex. He does. And he says he's very confident, and I'm beginning to think, dude, you're not. I think you're very insecure.
Yeah.
To go that route. You didn't even say hi. You go, we're gonna dap it like this. What the hell was that? What are we dapping?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, no, he's clearly not ready to love. And I'm beginning to question the process, the vetting process for the show. You know what I'm saying? After seeing that episode with Laverne, I'm thinking, what is the vetting process for this show? Like, to allow someone like that to get on the show? Because I was watching one of the girls that was in the last season. She has a podcast, and she was saying they go over tons of interviews to get on the show. And I'm saying, if you go through all this rigorous process to get on the show, how come they can't pick on stuff on individuals like this? Because that right there was just below the dignity of the show itself, for no reason. You didn't have to be like that. Are you going to sit over here, Laverne, and tell us that when you were in the men's room, you did not question some women that you didn't like? Say, come on, you expect them to go off on you like that? That's just stupid. He was just stupid, immature, petty, everything else. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he didn't end this show well at all. And it just was uncalled for. He sounded like he kind of like knew his end was near, and he was gonna try to go out. It didn't make any sense, and it was like truly uncalled for. Like he basically made it seem as if because he was being eliminated, it was like they had something personally against him. And like she said, as I've said in the past, we just didn't have a connection like that. So hey, I'm gonna have this show. You're gonna have to start letting people go, and you to this week, and you didn't make a good connection with everybody. Your time is over. It is what it is. But Petty Murphy.
Definitely some Napoleon complex going on over there. Talking about I'm 44. I'm gonna have to stay with my dog. Yes, dude. Stay with your dog. Stay with your dog. Just don't go kissing on the dog now. But stay with the dog.
Yeah, but Tori's still there. He's still hanging on in there. Bless his heart. He gonna probably end up with Ace by default. You're right, and we'll see. So yeah, I thought this week was really good. It gave a lot of different layers to it, and so I really enjoyed this week's episode.
Yeah, but I think the one thing I don't like so far about this season is the pace at which guys are moving. Very slow.
It's very slow.
The only solid connection so far is what? Clifton and Joy.
Yeah.
And even with that, it's still like this,
Yeah, it's moving very slow.
Right. Outside of Clifton and Joy, we can't even pinpoint any other connection.
No.
It's very slow. Like, what are they waiting for?
Yeah. So next week my boy Phil gonna be back. Phil and Donovan. So I'm interested to see that.
The previous season. So who do you think is gonna go home? It's gonna be interesting though. Who's gonna go home among the females?
True. You know what? I think who could be on the chopping block, depending on if they got to make a decision, could be Ace or Dakia. If a decision has to be made, I definitely don't think Sabrina going home because everybody loves Sabrina. And then you got Carmen, who pretty much, I think Paul could save her or Tina, because I think Demetrius, I don't know, she might have burned a bridge. I don't know. She might not be okay with Demetrius right now, but that's what I'm thinking. Dakia, she would have to stay in the clear with Clifton because her other person was Eric and he's gone. So Carmen still has two, where Dakia only has one. So we'll see.
I can see Ace going home only because she doesn't have more connections with anyone else.
Yeah. Tori's still
So,
there, but again, I don't see him making it to the end. So
yeah.
So if they
So
make it,
I
it's
can
because
definitely see the guys saying, "Well, I don't really have any connection with Ace,"
yeah.
and that could be a problem because that's what they always do. You know, just because you don't have a connection, so they should go home because I don't have a connection with you, so you should go home. That's exactly what they're going to do to Ace.
It makes sense to me. Like, why should you stay? No one has a connection with you, and I'm getting down to the wire. I got a process of elimination. It's actually a valid. You keep acting like it's not a valid reason, but it really is. When I gotta
But like,
and when I have to eliminate people.
she had a connection with Laverne. She did.
Who?
That's what I'm saying. Ace. Yeah.
But she probably got out overruled. Because she probably had to make a decision because the rest of the ladies was like, no to Laverne. So she probably had to make her choice between the two. And she probably
That's
said
the same thing. That's the same thing that's going to happen to her too, because she doesn't have a connection with the guy. So I can see that happening. I think Carmen is going to be safe.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're right. She's going to be safe.
Unfortunately, stop being a hater. She's
Unfortunately, she'll probably make it to the end. Well, maybe it depends on how Paul and Tina make out, because I really think Donovan's gonna pretty much go over to Sabrina. So, because he outright said Sabrina's his number one. So yeah.
Tina could go home too.
She could.
I can see her. She could.
If Tina could go home, if Carmen goes with Paul, you're right. She could.
Yeah, she could go home because I don't see Demetrius going for that. I just don't see him going for that after what he heard.
She would have to really vie for Paul's attention, and Paul is pretty much whoever the prettiest woman will win for him. That's how it looks like. She don't really have to have too much of nothing else, just be pretty. So whichever one can woo him and say something sexual, I think he's pretty much, he's game. It didn't take much.
So you see, Paul ended up being in a good place though. He started out really shaky. Really shaky. You guys were teasing him and shit. Now he's on the top of the mountain.
He's on the top. Again, him and Carmen on the top. For what? I don't know. But they're there for some reason. But yeah, like I said, whoever can convince him, it don't take much. If you pay attention, it don't take much for Paul.
Yeah, that's true. So I got all this love to shower.
Go shower on somebody. Right.
On somebody.
Have such a way with words. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
All right. So yeah, it was interesting. I think that's it. We covered everyone, huh?
Yeah, we talked about everyone. This was really good. The ladies gave you the business. I know that regarding Eric. In the comments, they let you know that they did not agree with you at all, and I understand.
You see, the one thing about me, I'm not as sensitive as these dudes on the show. I can take it. That's the difference.
Because they came for you. I tell you,
I can handle it. All right. Now look, you see, what's this? Phoenix. Phoenix said the sensible thing, I would say.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was alluding to. She said he could have been flirtatious verbally, not so much physically.
Thank you.
I agree with 100%. I agree with that. That's what I would have done. I would have been flirtatious, and and she said to test the waters on what she meant. True, I agree with that. I'm not agreeing with the dude for taking it one step too far. I'm not with him. That's not my point. I'm saying that statement could lead a guy to think, oh, she's open to the business. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's And now it depends to the guy how he handles it. Obviously, my boy, fuck up. That's why he's off the show.
I can't. I still don't see how someone's selling you. Hey, you here? Let's be looking a little uptight right now. I don't get how. Because think about it. As a woman, we say things and we're thinking we're talking to somebody who can understand. That you're intelligent enough to understand that by me saying, "Hey, let's not be so formal," that doesn't necessarily mean go for the booty, go for the breast. I don't understand how what that correlated. I don't get it. But again, I don't
Yeah,
think like men.
but
And
here's the kicker though. On a more serious note, you got to understand there's levels to the game,
yeah,
right? You don't really know who you are with. Okay, not every guy is mature enough to understand or handle certain flirt. You gotta understand that stuff. Not
yeah,
every guy is mature enough to handle those situations. Some guys don't know how to deal with that. Some guys take it too far. You see what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
all I'm saying.
That's true.
That's just the reality. That's just the reality. Some guys just don't know how to handle those situations. So that's why, as a female, you got to be. I mean, it's weird that I'm saying it, that you got to be extra careful, but that's just the reality. Sometimes you got to be careful because you don't know. Guys are just, some guys are jerks. Some guys are
Dumb.
perv, right? They're dumb, and you don't know who's the perv. You don't know who's dumb. You don't know just because he's chef. He's probably used to doing shit like that with other females. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's a chef, you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all
And
I'm
like
saying.
Marina said, she wasn't Carmen. He may have thought that he could play with her in the manner that maybe he was used to with someone he's from his past. And she has alluded to several sexual things. So maybe he was like, okay, game, but clearly he was wrong. So
Yeah, but I give him credit for bowing out like a man. I give him credit for taking
he should have.
ownership. He took ownership.
He should have. Yeah.
Yeah, he took ownership for that. So I give him credit for that. He took ownership and he acknowledged what he did and he was out. So yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
yeah. What else do
But
you
no.
want to do to the chef? You want to give him some spanking?
No, I just want him to. I want men. Basically, what I would want is for men to be able to respect a woman and what she said. All for the most part, I feel like not even for the most part. If you need to be literally hear her say it out her mouth to get the goal, or if we're at that point where it's like I just feel like the social cues are there, and if she says it, like, okay, go there. But this right here is, yeah, it's too, the water's too murky. It's just too, yeah.
Just do what?
It's too gray. I just don't feel like it wasn't concrete enough. Like, I feel like it's we've all been in situations, well, not all of us, maybe a situation where you're trying to figure out if, okay, are you going to go to Nestle? Am I open to this? But in this situation, it sounded like they were at a very public event. I think he just took the go for it. I think, again, alcohol was involved, and I just don't think he used wisdom. And like someone said, she wasn't Carmen. And again, and I hate to keep bringing Carmen up, but I know she can have more of a playful sexual manner. And I know Dakia says things too, but I think sometimes people, what you can do with one, you think you can do it all, and you can't. So no, one cool.
Yeah. Overall, it was unfortunate that it
Yeah,
happened. Uh, but I don't think she's all the way innocent in a situation. That's my take. Is he justifiable in his action? No, he's not. There's no reason whatsoever. But at the same time, words are powerful and they have different meaning. Everything is subjected to different interpretation. That's all I'm saying. As simple as that. It was a sad episode. It happened, unfortunately, but the fact of the matter is, we get to see the next episode, so we should be good.
true. Okay.
Right? This was a good conversation.
This was.
It was. It was. All right. I actually have my birthday gift on. Thank you for the shirt. I love it. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes.
Love the shirt. Looks good on you.
Thank you. Representing Sierra Leone all the way. Okay. I'm gonna be rapping the other one from Liberia. Okay. All right. All right. So what you got to say to the people so we can close this out?
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I love all the commentary that we have. And yes, please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And share if you feel like sharing. Share too.
All right, thank you guys. Listen, I could take it. You know, I get see like they got like 10 dozen messages like all going for me. I'm like, I can take it. I'm not Tory or what's his name, Clifton. You know, I can take it like a G. All right.
Mm-hmm. Them
Anyway, I
ladies is
appreciate
coming for you
that.
tonight.
I know.
All right.
We appreciate the comments, the like, the subscription, and everything else. All right. Till
Thank
next
you
week.
all.
Thank you guys. All right.
Good night.